We acknowledge that we were founded on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, the Attawandaronk, the Mississauga and Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, and now live on land that is home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We have many representatives working across this land now known as Ontario, and we acknowledge that there are 46 treaties and other agreements that cover the territory. We are grateful to be able to work and live on this land and thankful to the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people who have cared for these territories since time immemorial and who continue to contribute to the strength of Ontario and to all communities across the province. To continue to center reconciliation, we encourage our team, partners, students, and teachers to take time to learn about the lands they are currently on. Visit native-land.ca for more information.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Smith, and I am a fruit farmer here in Vineland, Ontario. We are currently standing in a cherry orchard. Our farm has over 400 acres of fruit, and we grow cherries, peaches, and pears. The cherry trees that you see behind me here are over 30 years old, and they were harvested in July of this year. As we're looking at the trees here, you can see that they are completely bare and they are getting ready for basically hibernation for the rest of the winter here. We're going to start getting cold weather here and the leaves will fall off just like a regular tree. Behind me here on this side, you can see these are pear trees. These pear trees are about 15 years old. When you plant a pear tree in the orchard, we plant them when they're about 2 years old, and they can take up to 6 years before we get any fruit off of them. The pear trees that you see here were harvested last week, so once again, there's no fruit on the trees that you're looking at. However, they were just harvested a week ago. Back to the cherry trees behind me here. Unlike pears and peaches, cherry trees are mechanically harvested. So what we do here is, I'll get you closer to the base of it, but basically we take a machine that goes on either side of the tree. We take a big machine comes in and shakes the whole tree so that instead of hand picking all the cherries up there, all you have to do is they fall on a tarp, they go into a bin, and from there they go into packing. Our fruit here, our pears and our peaches, will go directly to fresh market. So when you're walking into your grocery store or you're going to a fruit stand, you will see all of our peaches and our pears nicely packaged into bins or into baskets, I should say, and those baskets are sold directly to the store. However, with our cherries, we have an extremely unique situation here where our cherries are picked into a 1,500 pound tank, and that tank of cherries goes directly to the factory, and that factory turns it into cherry concentrate, which we're going to show you a little bit later. When we go into the plant, we can see how the cherry concentrate is bottled and how we sell it here in the retail store. We also, so Cherrylane here is 10th generation farmer. So we have been on this property here for over 150 years. The Smith family, who started processing here who started growing here originated in the Winona area and then started making concentrate and growing our products here. I'm going to take you for a quick walk. We have seen the cherry orchards, we have seen the pear orchards, and as we walk down this way, I can show you the peach orchards. So we have about 200 acres of peach trees here. We grow over 5 different varieties of peaches here. All of them, of course, are really good for eating. We are looking here at our peach trees. As you can tell, a peach tree has a little bit of a smaller trunk compared to a cherry tree or compared to a pear tree. However, they are perfectly grown in this area due to our weather that we have here and that situation. So we start picking peaches generally the first week of August, and we will pick continually until the first or second week of September. As you can see, there's no peaches on the trees here. They have been completely harvested. And just like your regular tree that you can see in your backyard on your way to school, you'll notice that the leaves are slowly starting to turn color. And pretty soon this entire farm is going to be turned into fall colors, and we're going to leave the leaves soon. All right, I'm going to jump in my vehicle here and I'm going to drive you to the cherry processing plant where we will be bottling our cherry concentrate. Just gonna switch the camera around. Ooh, well, I'm gonna switch the camera around here for you for a second so you can see what it looks like driving through the orchards. Hold on. All right. There are different varieties of peaches and cherries. We grow 5 different varieties of peaches. They all look about the same. However, the taste of them is slightly different. And the benefit of growing different types of peaches is that it will take, they grow different times of the season, so we don't have to pick them all at once. Our cherries, however, are all grown. We only grow one type of cherry, and that is Montmorency tart cherries, because that's what we use for our sour cherry. This is our little retail store here where you can stop in, you can grab cherries, peaches, pears. We have lots of local jams and jellies. We also sell dry cherries, and we sell frozen cherries and chocolate covered cherries. Generally, when we start picking the fruit, once the fruit is picked, cherries will sit in a cold storage for 24 hours before they are available for a customer to buy. However, peaches and pears can be picked directly off the tree and be eaten that exact same day in that exact same time. All right, I'm just jumping out of my vehicle here. As you can see, this is where our office staff is. We are here all year round. And once again, it is completely surrounded by orchards. These are peach trees. They are the last variety of peaches that we would harvest. If you look in the back here, you can see this is where all your fruit would come in. This is where we do all of our sorting, and we can decide which ones we're going to sell out. Cherries will last in a cold storage for about a week if they are still fresh. So they'll last about a week to 2 weeks in your fridge if you're keeping proper care of them. If you're leaving them out in the heat, they're obviously going to start going bad a little bit quicker than normal, which is why as soon as we process cherries, we have to turn it into concentrate. All right, we are walking into our cherry plant line. cherry trees, from when they're planted to when we can start harvesting the fruit off the trees, is generally between 4 to 6 years. However, we have been noticing that we have been getting fruit on the trees after 2 to 3 years. However, we don't harvest those cherries. We let them drop to the ground. We take them off before they're ripe so that we can send all the nutrients into the trees instead of into the fruit. We are looking here at cherry concentrate. I know it looks a little sticky. It is sticky. So what you can see here is we have taken all the cherries that we have harvested and we have created cherry concentrate. Now, when you guys eat cherries at home, you probably eat a handful of cherries, between 10 to 15 cherries. Maybe if you're feeling really hungry, you're going to eat 25 to 30 cherries. This concentrate has 75 to 100 cherries in a tablespoon. So it is a thick, like syrup. I will grab a bottle so you can see what it looks like. Hold on. This is your end product cherry concentrate. So we have taken, and in 1 tablespoon of this whole bottle, there are 50 to 75 cherries in a tablespoon. So it is thick. It looks like a maple syrup. It's actually thicker than a maple syrup. I will show you. Think of how many cherries we had to use in order to get a cherry concentrate just like this. So what we do here is our cherry concentrate comes into big, huge drums like this. We got 4 drums on a pallet. We start pumping them through into a bottle. So this right here is a holding tank. You can see right here where your concentrate line is, and that'll tell you how much concentrate there is there. This pump is going to take it up and through. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a bottle. Mark-Aldi, can you turn the line on for me, please? Thank you. All right, so we've got an empty bottle here. We are going to put it on the line. And just like that, we are now labeled, and people can tell exactly the day that it was labeled. So it's going to continue down the line. Yeah, Mark-Aldi's going to take a bottle here. He is going to fill it up with concentrate. This machine right here will fill it up the exact same amount every single time. Perfectly right to the top. Can you do another one, please? As you can see, it's going to continue down the line here, and Jonathan here is putting a lid on it. That lid is going to get sealed with a machine right here. And just like that, our bottle of concentrate is ready to be shipped into a store. So these bottles of cherry concentrate can be purchased all over Ontario in Sobeys. You can purchase it at your local food stores. You can purchase it right here at our retail store, or you can order it online on our website. We sell this out for personal use. However, we do have a lot of customers that will buy it by the drum, and they will use it to make, they will add it into yogurt, they will add it into cider, they will add it into wine, and they'll add it into breweries. So just like that, we are back bottling. Joseph here is the one who puts the bottles on the line so that every single one of them is getting labeled properly so we can tell the day that it was put into a bottle. And here we go. We have 16 workers here who come and join us every year from Jamaica. They have been coming here for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years. They've been here longer than I've been here, and they probably know about more of the farm than I do, and I'm learning from them every day. So just like that, these bottles are getting filled constantly. All he does, presses a button, and there you go. Jeffrey here is doing quality control, so he is filling up every single bottle in case the machine missed that it wasn't filling up to the top. So he will do a small fill and put it back on the line. Kirk here is sealing. The lid's on there. He's making sure that every bottle is perfect. It's not sticky, and it's ready to go for the customers. We do not do organic here. We are not considered an organic farm. We do use pesticides and herbicides to help our fruit grow. However, all of our fruit goes through a washing process, whether we're growing cherries, peaches, or pears, and it is sent into testing to basically what we do is a residue test. So we test the fruit on the inside and the outside to see if there would be any residue left from sprays. So we cannot be considered organic. However, none of our fruit has residue testing. So if you're ever concerned about a product that is not considered organic, it's worth giving the farm that you're purchasing your fruit from a call to see if they do residue testing, because residue testing is the best way to find out how fresh your fruit is, how good your fruit is. This year has been one of the best years for growing cherries. We got a lot of rain at the beginning of the season to make the cherries grow large, and right before we harvested cherries, we got a week of extremely hot weather. And what cherries want are rain and hot weather. What cherries don't want are rain the day that you are harvesting. When you're harvesting a cherry and it's raining out, you run the risk of the cherries splitting when they hit the harvester. So this year was an absolutely beautiful year, and we have a lot of concentrate to make this year before the guys go home in November. So we're going to be here for a couple of weeks bottling concentrate. Cherry concentrate is used for a lot of different things. 10 years ago, we did some research on cherries and try and find out what cherries are good for. Do they have any nutrients? A lot of people know that when you eat an orange, you are getting a lot of vitamin C for the day, or you've all heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, cherries, we found out, are really, really rich in antioxidants. And the antioxidants are good for recovery. So if you're taking cherry concentrate every single day, it's like taking Advil or Tylenol when you get a headache, or when your back is sore, or you hurt yourselves when you're running or doing sports in school. So what we recommend is taking the cherry concentrate, taking 2 tablespoons a day, instead of having to take an Advil when you are feeling sore after a run or you've hurt yourself playing. It's also really tasty, so you can take the concentrate, you can take 2 tablespoons of it, throw it into your water bottle for the day, and instead of just drinking plain water, you're drinking cherry water. Best thing about this is there is no sugar added. The only thing in this entire bottle is cherries. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can answer how many bottles we do in a good year. I would say, if I had to guess, I would say about 80,000 bottles a year. But that number can change constantly. We can also hold so this is the bottle we bottle for our customers' needs. However, in a drum like this will last in our cold storage for 2 years before we even pump it into a bottle. So these drums right here, they were probably processed last year, and we're still waiting. We're still getting through these ones until we start pumping from this year. So the best thing about this is because it is fresh fruit, we are using no added ingredients. We don't have any preservatives. When you're using a fresh product, it's going to last longer. So this product can sit in a cold storage for 2 years. Yes, our concentrate is available year round. We try to bottle enough concentrate when our men are here to last us through the year. However, there are days in February and March where we are running low on concentrate, and myself and a couple of my coworkers will come into here and we will bottle cherry concentrate ourselves just to make sure that everyone has enough concentrate. These bottles of concentrate can be purchased at our retail store here in Vineland. They are also available at all Sobeys and Foodlands Ontario-wide. You can also find them in your town. If you have a local health food store, you can give them a call. A lot of different places carry it. And you can also order this concentrate online on our website, and we will ship it directly to your house. From the time a cherry is picked, so when we harvest a cherry, in order for the cherry to get nice and firm before we can crush it, it has to sit in a cold storage for 24 hours. So cherries get harvested, they sit in a cold storage for 24 hours, and after that 24 hours, they are shipped directly to the processing plant that does our cherry concentrate for us. So I would say about 4 days from the time a cherry leaves a tree until they are put into a drum just like that. You won't get sick if you drink a whole bottle all at once. However, Jonathan think that's a funny question because this is so rich. So think about if you eat too much fruit when you're sitting down, your stomach starts feeling a little bit funny. It's because it's so rich and there's so many cherries in a bottle, you might start feeling a little bit, having a little bit of digestion problem because you are getting so many cherries. If you're getting 100 cherries in a tablespoon and there is about 60 tablespoons in a bottle, you're getting too much cherries that your body can handle. Will it harm you? No. But will it make you feel a little funny? Probably. You're getting a lot of cherries that day. This concentrate will last in your fridge for 2 years before, even if it's opened. You can also throw it in your freezer because it's such a high concentration, just kind of like maple syrup, a little bit stronger than maple syrup. It will not freeze if you throw it in your freezer. So we recommend 2 years in your fridge, even if it's opened, or you can put it in your freezer and it'll last for years in your freezer. I started working at the farm 18 years ago. I had just left high school. I wasn't sure where I wanted to go to college or university, and I heard about a local fruit farm here that was looking to get some help in our retail store. So I started working in the retail store thinking that I would be here for a year or two until I decided what I wanted to do for college or university. During that time, our current president here, her dad was retiring, and she was looking for a right-hand person to come and help her, shadow her around the farm, be able to help her, kind of like a personal assistant. And she asked me if I would be interested. Now, I knew nothing about farming. I thought maybe I was going to go to school to become a hairdresser, maybe a teacher. And I said, sure, why not? I will step in and help Jen and see if I like it. And 18 years later, I am still here. I live on the property now. You can ask these guys, they see me every single day, no matter what. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I get to do something different every single day, whether I'm working in cherries or peaches or pears, or we are processing cherry concentrate here today. Sometimes I'm in the office helping out with sales and marketing. Other days I'm doing tours just like this. I'm so happy to hear that somebody loves the cherry juice. I really like the cherry juice too. I think my favorite way to drink our cherry juice is to take a tablespoon of this cherry juice, mix it in a little bit of water, and mix it with a little bit of lemonade. Somebody asked the question, how important are our seasonal workers? And these guys will know that we could not run the farm without them. Is that correct? Yeah.
Very important.
It's very important. We wouldn't be where we are today without our migrant workers. They, not only are they our workers, but they're our team members. I would say that they're my friends. I don't know if they agree, but I would also say they're my family. I spend just as much time with these guys as I do my actual family. So I'm one of the lucky ones who gets to have a Jamaican family and a Canadian family.
Also, the juice good for arthritis.
Pardon?
Also, the juice good for arthritis.
Oh, yes. Mark Aldi said to mention that the concentrate is also really good for arthritis. I know I'm talking to some high school students, and maybe some grade school students, but you can tell your parents they need to be taking cherry concentrate every single day for their aches and pains. I prefer the concentrate over the real cherries better. When they're concentrated like this, you're taking your sugar levels and you're pumping them up a little bit. So I feel like the cherry concentrate is a little bit more sweeter than real cherries. What would you guys say? Would you rather drink the concentrate or eat real cherries? I think the concentrate too. Kirk, what about you? Concentrate. Yeah, it's better than, I shouldn't say it's better than, but it's definitely really, really tasty. We buy our cherry trees from a nursery in Washington State. They travel pretty much across the entire country to come here before we can plant them. There is local nurseries around here that do sell cherry trees. However, for the last couple years, they have lost their cherry trees due to frost. So we buy our cherry trees from Washington State, where it's a little bit of a warmer state, and those cherries can survive a frost. The sugar content per bottle. So this is all natural sugar. We are looking at, I'm just looking it up. Hold on. Your sugars is 20 grams of sugar in 30 milliliters. So your sugar content is quite high in this. However, just remember it is an all natural product, so there's no added sugar. My favorite thing about my job probably is that unlike most people, I get to be outside for the majority of my job when it is nice outside. But if it's not nice outside, I can go inside and work inside. I'm sorry, the pump just turned on here, so it's a little bit noisy, so I'm going to walk you away. I love coming to work every single day and being able to do something different every single day. So some days I'm on a tractor and I'm mowing the grass. Some days I am sitting in the office going over paperwork. The next day I will be doing concentrate with the guys here. Every single day on a farm, you never know what you're going to get into. You never know what your day is going to look like until you show up. You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for us, and I really hope you enjoyed it.